So basically, the knockdown argument for the disproving of God is two words: where is God, and what is God doing? Or three words: why do you want your God to exist, or why do you want a God to exist? When I ask this to believers, they ignore the question. They won't answer. And why is that? Is it because they want to go to heaven? I asked them, is it because of heaven? I know I was being serious, but they don't be serious. Ask why you believe. And then they say, what's it to you? If it's so controversial, or if your God really exists no matter what, nothing I could say, nothing of science could disprove your God or any God. Why would you get offended? If I knew a God existed, I wouldn't care what anybody would say, because I know that God existed. So why would you get offended then? And why is your God wouldn't come down and stop things? And people talk about the rapture and the end of the world. It's just a continuous cycle. There's earthquakes again. It's going to happen, and it's going to keep on happening. You know? I always wondered to myself, if you ever see the movie Pleasantville, I can't remember the other movie, The Stepford Wives. You wake up the next day, and there'd be no concept of religion. There'd be no concept of holy books. People would just think, where did I come from? Why am I here? Everybody will want to know. And there'd be no fighting over religion, no fighting over people. People just wanted to know the answer and just look up to the stars. I think that would be a very much more peaceful world. I think we can get to that point, but it might be maybe 20 years from now. Believe it or not, we have the technology of anti-aging, of transhumanism, of eternal life. We're in the very early stages. We cure cancer, we can cure AIDS. We extend the telomere cells. There's a person, it's called bio valvers or something like that this is already taking place. Regenerating the body, everything, consciousness, your brain, your body, your legs. We got the technology now in the very early stages. But until we see people adapt a mindset of being skeptical, where do we come from? Why am I here? And kind of drop the God claim. That might not be in a while. Even though we have the technology now. Unless aliens came down to come visit us. We had a warp drive to travel different planets. To live on different planets. To go to different universes. I say 5 years from now, where we're at now, in the medical technology, just technology in general, even quantum computing, the early stages, it's possible. 5 years from now, it's going to blow up big. But I'm not sure if we're still going to, people are still going to be skeptical. Religion is kind of like a virus. It's a God virus. There's actually a book. It's a God virus because people are controlled and people have fear and people want to live forever. But that being said, the perpetual of life transhumanism church and life extension, once that gets rolling, and maybe in 5 years, then people might drop the religions and gods, because if you can have eternal life in 5 years from now, you don't have to worry about going to heaven. I think maybe by then people could drop the gods and start thinking skeptically and critically that, well, science provides me eternal life. Why am I going to church? Why am I believing in Jesus to go to heaven if I could just keep on living? They got a perpetual life of church transhumanism in Florida. So let's see what 5 years now brings. Now, eternal life is a big word, but if it's life to keep on living and keep on living, you can maybe prolong it to be eternally. As the technology advances in science, 5 years, longer lifespan, 10, or even, we're in the early stages of mind uploading. We're in the early stages of processing the brain, mapping the brain, consciousness, dreams, extending the life, regenerating your body, ageless. We're in the early stages. So let's see what happens in 5 years from now. But another thing that concerns me is the whole society has to be transformed. If you ever look at a movie like Blade Runner, when it was in 2019, it doesn't look anything like this. We're in 2016, 2019, we're not going to even... The movies are always so advanced. In other words, the society is just not there yet. The technology is there, but the society has to get there. And once the society gets there, people will become skeptical, and people will look to the stars and start really thinking about all of this. Where did I come from? Why am I here? Who knows? Where am I going? I don't believe in the afterlife. But if we're in the simulation matrix, are we rebooted after we die? I don't buy it, but you never know, right? So, and by then, the answers will be known. So I think that our technology is here, at the early stages. I think when it advances throughout more years, we can get to that society. Even in small towns. If you have a perpetual life of transhumanism church in Florida, and you have elderly people